Hey there, Darkstar here. Oh, back with more 737 fun. Just going to make as many runs as we can. Trying to get to 1 billion. And then I'm not sure what I'll do. I might keep going and try to get one of every plane in every company, and stay at 1 billion. And you know, it might depend on what happens over time as well. I don't know if I like my current setup. I wonder if I can turn these on and everything be okay. We'll try it. I might have to restart or something. Alright, so I did a flight, I think, earlier. Actually, I did a couple of flights. I crashed a flight because it wouldn't finish. I landed at the destination airport and it would not finish. There's one, 16.5 to Charlotte. That's not too bad. Really need these higher paying ones for skipping, especially. I think that's the highest one I've seen. And it's nice because it's right here. What was that? 15.9 to, just so we know. Probably not going to take it, but. Oh yeah, it's not even the right way. If it was to JFK, I might take it. Just because then we would be at a big airport on the other end. Oh, I know I say this every time, but please let me sort these. Okay, there's Charlotte. Off to North Carolina. Lag, lag, lag. I have not figured out how to make this better. I turned off rebar. It may have gotten worse. I don't know. So I'm doing 80 now, which speeds it up even more. I tried it and it worked okay, so. I've also got some other tricks up my sleeve, although they don't really speed it up that much, but we'll see. Make less to do, that's for sure. Alright, so we've got, that's really all we need to do here, I think. I was kind of letting things load. It was spinning. Okay. We'll let that ride. I don't know when it helps to send it, so I'm doing it at each stage there just to make sure we've got it. And I'll do it one more time, hopefully before we request IFR clearance. Now if you're spawning into an airport that doesn't have boarding and it skips ahead, you won't be able to do that, so you gotta do it at the menu. I think it sticks if we've done it there. Although it's kind of occurring to me that it's going to be a
Good
lot of
morning,
flights to
everyone.
get to a billion.
Let's make this flight to Charlotte a great experience.
Captain, it's Loretta the Pursuer. Ready to board
Pursuer.
passengers. Waiting on your go-ahead.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Could you please get the passengers on board?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. The jetway is going to be connected.
Doesn't really matter what you put in here.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Could you please send the baggage?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
Boarding
Baggage is
finished,
on the
Captain.
way.
It's crazy. So, I want to go to approach. And catering is the long
Heathrow
pole.
ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Could you please send the catering truck?
Almost
Summit
always
Delta
get
Sierra
9.
Tango 488. The catering truck is on the road.
Okay, 1113, although they keep switching runways on me. One 1113, and then course is 182.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488 IFR to Charlotte. Ready to copy.
You don't even have to do these really.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488 is cleared to Charlotte Airport via the Charlie Papa Tango 4 Kilo departure. Expect runway 09er left. Maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475. Squawk 4552.
Clear to Charlotte via the Charlie Papa Tango 4 Kilo departure. Runway 09er left. Maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475. Squawk 4552. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.905 when ready to taxi.
Luggage
Good day.
loading now complete.
Currently at 50% fuel capacity, Captain.
Yeah, we're good. Because we're only climbing to 8,000. Now we just need catering to finish, maybe? I'm not even sure. And squawk 4552. Did it? It already did it, yeah. I think it automatically turns these on. But you can turn those on. Like, we're not even going to start the engines. That's how lazy I'm going to be. I don't think you even need to get the APU on. I'm not sure. I'll probably skip it. Gives me something to do. I'll wait on this jerk. We've all died of starvation, Joe. You took too long. I like how we're getting all of the stains and everything on the paint. Whoa. And I have 16 gig of VRAM. Alright, we are good to go.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, requesting pushback.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Pushback request accepted.
I wonder if you could skip to taxi as soon as he pulls away.
Tow bar in place, Captain.
I've been doing it at the end of pushback. So we'll see.
You're cleared to start engines.
Thanks.
Pushback is complete.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, requesting the end of pushback.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Request to end pushback received.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango
Summit
488
Delta
with
Sierra
Kilo,
Tango
ready to taxi,
488.
IFR.
Taxi to end hold short of runway 09 or left using taxiway Lima Tree 1 Alpha Lima Tree 4 Bravo Foxtrot Golf Echo Bravo Delta Alpha Alpha 12 Alpha Bravo 12. Contact tower on 118.505 when ready.
Taxiing, hold short runway 09er, left using taxiway Lima Tree, 1 Alpha Lima Tree, 4 Bravo Foxtrot Golf Echo Bravo Delta Alpha, Alpha, 12 Alpha Bravo 12, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
Alright, skip. And there we go. Engines are automatically started.
Heathrow Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, ready for IFR departure, runway 09er left.
What's it doing?
Heathrow Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, ready for IFR departure, runway 09er left.
Didn't show up here either.
Heathrow Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488 at runway 09er, left ready for departure, IFR to Charlotte.
Now we see all of them here. Okay. Well, I guess we could restart.
Good morning, everyone. Let's make this flight to Charlotte a great experience.
Well, it's not a great experience so far. This will automatically come on for sure.
Captain, it's Loretta the Pursuer. Ready to board passengers. Waiting on your go-ahead.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Could you please get the passengers on board?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. The jetway is going to be connected.
Baggage.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Could you please send the baggage?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Baggage is on the way.
Boarding finished, Captain.
1113.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Could you please send the catering truck?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. The catering truck is on the road.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Ready to copy IFR clearance to Charlotte.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488 is cleared to Charlotte Airport via the Charlie Papa Tango 4 Kilo departure. Expect runway 09 or left. Maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475. Squawk 72. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
What?
Did you hear my last transmission?
You were still reading it.
Cleared to Charlotte.
Buggy.
By the Charlie Papa Tango 4 Kilo departure.
As
Runway
bud
09
today.
or left. Maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475. Squawk 7204. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.905. Good day. Currently at 50% fuel capacity, Captain.
So question remains, what could we skip? I can't remember, did we
Luggage loading now complete.
I don't want to skip to taxi, that's what I don't want to skip. So as soon as we could get it to say skip to takeoff, we should be good. Question is, do we need to wait for the catering? The door's still open back there, so I'm gonna guess we need to wait for the door to close. Probably bad to try to take off with the door open.
Heathrow ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Requesting
Request
pushback.
accepted.
Tow bar in place, Captain. You're cleared to start engines. Pushback is complete.
There it is. I don't think you even really have to start the APU.
Heathrow Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, ready for departure. Runway 09 left, IFR to Charlotte.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, QNH 1020. Cleared for takeoff runway 09 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 09 left. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff. Please ensure your seat belt is fastened tightly, your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you.
I feel like this would be a better default position than the one they have. Okay, auto throttle armed. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. I don't want to take off. I don't want to reject it, take off.
V1, rotate.
Flag. Man, I cannot fly in this lag.
We've left the landing gear down. Seems we
Summit
missed that
Delta
step.
Sierra Tango 488, contact London Center on 118.475. Good day.
Going to 118.475, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. London Center, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488 is at 2,000 feet climbing 8,000
London
feet.
Center, QNH 1020, radar contact. Continue to 15 LLN.
Not a great takeoff. Very, very, very laggy. Plus my my thing is not working. Partial equipment failure here. There we go, we can skip.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot Betty Robertson. Welcome aboard flight DST-488, inbound to Charlotte. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 8,100 feet and an airspeed of 250 knots. It's 8:50 a.m. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
Let's swap that over. I know it resets this, probably doesn't matter, but skip. Oh, I forgot to down the sim rate a couple of notches. Ah!
Summit Delta Sierra Tango.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 18 center approach via JETCO transition. Cleared to JETCO. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 4.
Tower on 118.1. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Charlotte Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, 13 miles north, inbound ILS runway 18 center approach.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, Charlotte Tower. Altimeter 3004, cleared ILS runway 18 center approach.
I hope we're coming in 18.
Cleared ILS runway 18 center approach. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Charlotte/Douglas International. Please fasten your seatbelt and adjust your seat back and tray table to the upright position. Please secure your carry-on baggage in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. All electronic devices must be turned off until the aircraft is parked. Thank you.
Well, I think we actually managed it without dropping the sim rate there, but it was a little sketchy. Meanwhile, we're having cabin service right now.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488, wind 138 at 4, cleared to land runway 18 center.
Cleared to land runway 18 center. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
I don't think I've ever seen the throttle do so well. Right, roll out and flare armed. But hypothetically ready to take over if needed. I think. It's looking pretty solid. This may be one of the better ILS approaches.
500.
Until it lands us short of the runway, I guess.
300.
Says we're a little high, which is okay.
100. Approaching minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Let's see now.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. Turn left.
Ah, that
Summit
stupid
Delta Sierra
thing.
Tango 488. Contact ground on 129.225.
Skipping so we don't get any other violations, but I hate that thing. Either put it down when I'm there, so the instant I land, I know where to go, or let me just exit.
488. Please acknowledge.
Ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488. I didn't copy that. Say again, please. Ground, please say again transmission for Summit Delta Sierra Tango 488.
One of these days, they're gonna fix this thing and it's gonna be amazing. Till then, what a pain. Alright, I guess it's time to go back across the pond. They need to take a look at their missions and make sure that they all work well. Because what I tend to find is if I end up in like Africa or South America, there's nowhere to go. Oh, this thing's terrible. Maybe I should turn rebar back on. I think it's worse than when it was on. There's one to Paris. Let's see. Oh, Madrid, there we go. Let's try 60. Okay, check on fuel. So to buy you a PS5 guy, no. I don't make any money doing this. Is 2024 worth it, or should you stick with 2020 for now? I guess it depends on what you want to do and does it do what you want. If you want a career mode, I would say try some of the third-party career modes. I did Neofly for 4 months. I'm just now getting back to this career mode. It's in a lot of ways better. This one's just different. I made, you know, 1.5 billion in Neofly, and I just got kind of, you know, bored with it a little bit, so I came back to this one, see how it's doing. Like the visuals are really nice in 2024, but the performance is pretty bad. But maybe if you're getting bad performance in 2020, moving up to 2024 may just make it worse. So I don't know. I don't have 2020, I just have 2024, so.
Good morning, everyone. So it's Madrid today? Love this city.
And again, oh. Where's the terminal? Speaking of bugs.
Captain, Nadia from the flight crew here. Prepped for boarding, Captain. Awaiting your orders.
No idea what's gonna happen here.
Ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Could you please get the passengers on board?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. The jetway is going to be connected.
It's just an i5, but it's 14th gen, so it's pretty recent. I have a 4060
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Could you please send the baggage?
TI card,
Summit
but it's
Delta
the
Sierra
16 gig
Tango
VRAM one.
819er. Baggage is on the way.
But I am running in
Boarding
4K.
finished, Captain.
I'm thinking about getting a 2K screen because it just
Ground,
it
Summit
can't
Delta
really do
Sierra
4K
Tango
very well.
819er. Could you please send the catering truck?
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. The catering truck is on the road.
Okay, one last send to both. And get our IFR clearance.
Ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er ready to copy IFR clearance to Barajas.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er is cleared to Barajas Airport. Via the LEMD tree departure, expect runway 18 center, maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 133.15, squawk 7611.
Cleared to Barajas via the LEMD tree departure, runway 18 center, maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 133.15, squawk 7611. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Summit Delta
Captain,
Sierra
we are at
Tango
50% of fuel.
819er, read back correct. Contact ground on 129.225. Good day.
$322. What'd they clear us for? 7.
Luggage loading now complete.
Okay, so I do have 64 gig of system memory, but you could probably get away with 32. What else do I have? I got a pretty fast SSD drive. Because I thought that might help. I got reasonably fast memory. Yeah, but I kind of skimped on the graphics card a bit. I might switch and try to get an upgraded AMD card now that I know a little better. But I am glad I have 16 gig of VRAM. I do think that has helped. There we go, finally.
Ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er requesting pushback.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Pushback request accepted.
Tow bar in place, Captain.
I guess, you know, one thing
You're
between
cleared to start engines.
God, between 2020 and 2024, and since I haven't played 2020, I don't know where it's at, but I can't give 2024 a ringing endorsement, but I've certainly spent a lot of time on it. But a lot of it's been frustrating too, with crashes and poor performance, and at least poorer performance than I think I should be getting. I'm using frame gen, and I'm like, so you know, I'm not even getting 30 frames. It's not doubling to 60. And I'll get a lot of lag. And I want a gigabit fiber internet too. Okay, can we be done with pushback now?
Ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, requesting the end of pushback.
Pushback complete,
Summit
Captain.
Delta Sierra Tango 819er, request to end pushback received.
Let's go and get these clearances.
Ground, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er with Sierra, ready to taxi IFR.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, taxi to and hold short of runway 18 center. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 18 center. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
That's weird, it put me right on the runway.
Delta Sierra Tango 819er ready for departure. Runway 18 center. IFR to Barajas.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Altimeter tree 007. Cleared for takeoff runway 18 center.
Cleared for takeoff runway 18 center. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Course is still in.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff. Please ensure your seat belt is fastened tightly, your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you.
Why is my button not working? There it goes.
Rotate.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Contact Atlanta Center on 133.15. Good day.
Going to 133.15. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Atlanta Center, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er is at 2,600 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Atlanta Center, altimeter tree 007. Radar contact continued.
Captain, we need to maintain speed under 250 knots until we're above
Why?
10,000 feet, correct?
Yeah. You're correct. My buttons are not working.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot Miriam Wright. Welcome aboard flight DST-819, inbound to Madrid. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 6,500 feet and at an airspeed of 250 knots. It's 10:18 a.m. We anticipate a comfortable flight in spite of some mild turbulence. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Why did it turn off my auto throttle?
Full voice service will be available throughout the flight. If you require any special assistance, please ask one of our flight attendants.
I'm gonna go ahead and skip before I get any more issues on this one. My whole throttle quadrant is half offline and not working right. Like none of the lights are working. I think I need to restart.
Tango 819er. You are 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet altimeter tree 006. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Acknowledge last transmission.
Continue to MD 470 following heading 075. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Keep speed not above 290 knots. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er contact. Madrid approach on 1 tree, 4.0 tree. Good day.
Going to 1 tree, 4.0 tree. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Madrid approach. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er is at 5,100 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, Madrid approach. QNH 1017, radar contact. Continue to MD 475. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Expect ILS Zulu runway 18 right approach by...
Climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Expect ILS Zulu runway 18 right approach via Lular transition. Clear to Lular. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to switch. They tell us to expect.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Contact Barajas Tower on 118.68 when inbound.
Stop scrolling my screen. 18 right.
Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Acknowledge last transmission.
Tower on 118.68. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Uh-oh.
Barajas Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, 20 miles southeast, inbound Isla Zulu runway 18, right approach.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, Barajas Tower. QNH 1017, cleared ILS Zulu runway 18, right approach.
Cleared ILS Zulu runway 18, right approach. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
See what that looks like. I can't tell anything, but I think we're gonna fly down here and then back around again. Okay, we're 8,000 at Lular, so that'll work. Okay. They must have changed this when we skipped to descent or something? I didn't select it. How did this change? coming in on? 18 right. So if we go to here, does it have 18 right for us? It doesn't. Because this doesn't have an 18 right. There it goes. Weird. Okay. I gotta get everything entered in here. We got a while. I'm even at sim rate 1. When 107. I just want to be at 7,000 here, roughly. There's our bad weather bonus. Might have to drop the stream and reboot everything. I should be descending here, but the ATC is weird. got a while to get down to 7 though, currently. Hoping we're okay here. We have the ILS. Right, IMR. Nautical miles out. Okay, I've got to descend. Let's go ahead and get approach mode arm now. Localizer lock, glide slope. We're unfortunately above it at the moment. Um, 3141. Oh, wrong one. There's glide slope. DME. Start getting our flaps out. gear down soon. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. Speed brakes armed. Auto brake set. Gear down. Flaps.
Delta Sierra Tango 819er, wind calm. Cleared to land runway 18 right.
Cleared to land runway 18 right. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Approaching minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Full reverse. Wish I could see. There we go.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Exit runway when able. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Turn next taxiway.
Forgot how to do the brakes.
Delta Sierra Tango 819er, exit runway when able.
Will do.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, exit runway when able. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er, contact ground on 12.3.48.
12.3.48. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er.
Oh, that do it? Yeah.
Barajas ground. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Request taxi to parking.
Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Taxi to gate 529er via taxiway. Zulu Bravo November, November Golf, Echo Alpha.
Taxiing to gate 529er using taxiway Zulu Bravo November November Golf Echo Alpha. Summit Delta Sierra Tango 819er. Dear passengers, we have not reached the gate yet. Please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Thank you.
Ladies and gents, welcome to Barajas. Local time is 4:45 p.m. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure to take all your belongings with you when you deplane.
Yeah, we got a couple of speeding. No, 16.3 might be a pretty good deal from here. $16.9 to Washington. It's a little bit better. not loving this performance thing though. I think I might restart. I'm gonna have to come back once we're back up and see if we can get performance better. See you in a bit.